right. Today, we're going over how to break out of a rut. And this can be whether you are literally just starting in your journey and like you feel like you've just been in a rut the past few years, or it could be if you've already made a successful fitness transformation, but now you have lost the love for the gym, you're in a rut, you just can't get yourself back motivated and disciplined into the lifestyle. So this is my systematic approach to it and how we're going to break through it. So, first off, you have to set goals that scare you. And I want you this is for both cases that I just talked about. So, people that fall out of love with the gym and have already had a successful transformation, you can't get back into it because you don't have a big enough drive. You don't have a big enough goal that you are shooting for. Even if you've gained some weight back or whatever it is, you're still close enough to your old self, to the success that you've had in the past, that it doesn't drive you enough to get back to it. So you have to set goals that scare you. Subpar goals lead to subpar effort and subpar execution every damn time. If your goals feel comfortable, they are too small. I just got off a call earlier today. Guy said he's 140 pounds right now. He wants to gain weight. He wanted to get up. I asked him what his ultimate goal was, where he wanted to go, and he said, "Well, he said, well, I want to get to like 160. I feel like that's reasonable and attainable for me." And I'm like, okay, so that's reasonable and attainable for you, but what's your actual goal? Where would you actually like to see yourself be at? And he was like, well, my friend's 180 and he's shorter than me and he's built really good. So I guess 180. So, I had to dig a little bit and find out that he actually wanted to be 20 pounds heavier than what he said his goal was, because he set that goal too short. He feels that 160 is attainable. So his actions have reflected it. And that's why he hasn't been pushing closer to 160, or he's not there yet, because his goal wasn't big enough. He thinks that he can just keep going the way he is and that he's going to get to the goal. And that's the truth with a lot of people. Whatever effort you think you'll have to give, multiply that by 10, overestimate. So that way, when you are working your ass off every day, giving 10 times the effort that you thought you had to give, you may be surprised and get there sooner than you thought. Or that may just be the effort that you actually need to give to see a successful transformation. So first off, just getting out of everything, we need to figure out your goals, and then we need to figure out your actions, your daily actions. How the hell are you going to get there? So goals without daily actions are just wishes. You need a clear, precise things that you are going to act on every day to move the needle, get closer to your target. So identify those actions. What actions do you need to do every single day that guarantee your progress? That if you did every single day, and it would be insanity to think that you didn't get to your goals if you did those things every day. So you need to do those daily actions, write those down, and then you need to do the most important things, do the biggest needle movers first thing in the day, before the chaos, before everything else can get to you. Execute immediately. That's the thing. Most people, you go to bed at night and you're like, oh, I'm going to do this tomorrow, I'm going to do that tomorrow. You wake up, you're tired, you don't do those things right off the bat. The day gets to you, you get even more tired, and then you sit on your ass and you do nothing about it. And that's, might be sounding like an asshole, but at the end of the day, that's just the truth. So you need to get those things done first thing, before the day can derail you. Half effort on your priorities might even be worse than not doing them at all. People will say, at least you tried. But if you didn't try with effort, there's just no point of even doing it. So again, win the morning, win the day. The first few hours of the day definitely set the tone for everything that follows. And I'm not saying that you have to have some elaborate morning routine like you see influencers posting and shit. I don't have an elaborate morning routine, but I get up, I sit down at my desk before opening my phone and I plan out my day, and I go from there. I execute what I need to do first thing in the morning. I plan things and then I just start executing. And it sets my day up for success, creates momentum. And whenever I feel like from the hours of 6 a.m. to is it from the hours of like 6 a.m. to like 9, I can get so much done now, like versus the same things that would take me all day to do when I didn't execute this way. When I just like opened my phone first thing, started scrolling, looking for ideas or whatever, it would take me all day to do the same shit that I can do in 2 to 3 hours now. So build an unbreakable routine. Consistency beats intensity every time. You need to be intense. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you guys. You guys can see the pictures. I am terrible at creating slideshows because I have no artistic mind or capability. So if you haven't noticed, I type all of this shit out, like all of this stuff out, and then I put it into an AI generator and it generates the pictures for me, breaks them into slides, and then it'll randomly add in like its own fucking line. Everything else is what I typed into it to prompt it, but the pictures and then like a random just quote here and there will be from AI, and I'm like, nah, bro, AI is tripping on that. So I'm not gonna lie to you, it just helps me put all of this shit that's constantly going on here. It just helps me concise it a little bit, and give you guys a better slideshow. So, but anyway, plan your day, choose a style. A loose framework that allows a little bit of flexibility is good for some people. I do a little bit more precise schedule, so I will actually plan my day out hour by hour, what I'm doing every single hour, what I'm executing in the hour, what I'm getting done. Definitely helps me a lot. Sorry, just got a DM. Guy just sent me a question mark for no reason. Anyway, the room of you, this is great. I think about this, and if you put this into perspective and think about this, it's going to be a lot harder for you to miss on shit, a lot harder for you to slack off. So every time you have a good day, you completed your workouts, you ate the right meals, imagine putting a version of yourself over in a room. Now, let's say on day 100, you think about quitting, or not even quitting, just slacking off that day, not hitting what you need to do, not doing those actionable steps. I want you to think about if you had to walk into a room full of 99 versions of yourself that already did what you say you cannot, what you say you're not capable of doing today. They've already done it. And they are you. You have already done it 99 days in a row. And now on the 100th day, you're going to walk into that room and tell them all, can't do it, guys. Can't do it. What do you think you would say to yourself if you were one of the people in the room? After all of you have already done it, what the fuck are you going to say? So I always think about that, puts things into perspective. If you've already done it, you can do it again. Everybody has harder days. Yes, obviously listen to your body, listen to your mind. If you physically and mentally need a day to just get off of track, that's fine. But when it's something you can push through, use this example. Think about that. Track everything. So you want to, not saying you have to track all of your meals to, start eating cleaner, getting on your journey, but you should have structure. You should track your workouts, because when you get to check that off at the end of the day, it's the same thing as planning your day. When you get to check everything off, it's so much more satisfying. You check your workout off, you track your reps, your weights, and then you see what you did the previous week, and then you get those little wins. You're like, oh, I'm getting stronger. Because let's be real, you're not going to look in from week to week and be like, oh, I'm growing so much more muscle. You add on like this little bit of muscle every time you work out. You're not going to see it every time. So track your weights, give yourself some small wins, and just so you can keep yourself pushing. Journal before bed. This is Some people might say this is corny. I think that this is something that needs to be in everybody's routine. I mean, I'm sure we've all had nights where we can't fall asleep because our mind is just spinning in 1,000 different directions and going crazy. I mean, your mind is cluttered, doubts, excitement, chaos of the day, thinking about everything, the future. Before you sleep, you need to clear it out. Journal, journal everything out. Write about, all of your worries, all of your struggles, your goals, where you're going to be. Just get out anything you need to do. Now, besides like that mental reset, just writing about your execution as well. What did you do well today? Where did you fall short? What can you be better on? And then every week, I recommend at the end of the week just being able to recap the week and looking at, all right, what did I do this week that moved me closer to my goal? What did I do this week that pushed me farther from my goal? And I think I was going to say, yeah, I think this is on the next slide. So do more of what works, identify your wins, scale them. If morning workouts crushed it, protect that time even more fiercely and keep doing morning workouts. Eliminate what fails. If whatever held you back this week, don't do it again. Cut it out. Get rid of it when you want to get rid of the things that hold you back. But you have to analyze this for you to actually be able to check things off. Your path forward, pretty much just, oh, look. See, I told you, AI is stupid. Start, ta-da. All right. So anyway, that was just a review. That is the strategies, the methods that I would use to get yourself back on track. It just comes down to setting a plan, setting a routine, and setting lofty ass goals. It's simple, but it's not necessarily easy. Obviously, this stuff is all easier said than done. But when you have structure, when you're holding yourself accountable, you are definitely going to see more results than if you just free willed it every day. We're like, I'm gonna go to the gym today because tomorrow, if you don't have it planned to go to the gym, you're just thinking about it. It's very easy to talk yourself out of it. But when you have it scheduled, when you have it planned, it's a little bit harder. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this one. But if I'm gonna leave a link to now that you have kind of the structure moving forward, I'm going to leave a link below to a different video just where we're really breaking down like diet, your macros, your actual training, like split, your intensity levels, all of that stuff that you need to know. It's a full 45-minute video, so it's going to be pretty detailed, but should get you guys going in the right direction. So I'll leave that link down below. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one.